And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Houston Texans and the Green Bay Packers. And it comes your way next.
Historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
Here's Anders Carlson set to get this one started, and we are underway here at Lambeau. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Well, partner, it's pretty simple. One thing you don't want to see defensively, on the very first snap of the game, some guy running free like we just saw there.
Heck of a start for this offense, no doubt. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Stroud sets up the play action. Another one caught by Collins. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a second consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
Muscles him off. Brought down at the 20. From the 20, here's a 2nd and 8. Stroud looking to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Making that play on the pass rush, that's Devontae Wyatt.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Stroud. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're taught to just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over. But he ended up finding another receiver.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. Never ideal conditions in the snow for a kicker, but the first test on the opening drive, he passed it.
He certainly did. You know what the unit told me was their biggest issue playing in the snow? You just worry about something getting in your eye as the ball is snapped, and then you might miss it, and there goes 3 points off the board.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential, and he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Work now on 2nd and 9. First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. Two yards still to go. 3rd down now. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 35. 4 yards on the pickup. Good enough to extend the drive. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. Got Dobbs over the middle. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Nothing flashy there. The slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
2nd and 5. Throwing. Love. A short throw to Musgrave. 7 yards there and a 1st down. In motion, the tight end. Now Love. A short throw to Musgrave. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it's 2nd down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. To the left side, there's the tight end Musgrave. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 32-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That tackle behind the line made by Will Anderson. What happened there? Was that just a missed assignment on the O-line?
It certainly felt like it, but also the speed of the play. When you're talking about defensive end, they want to be ahead of the clock, don't they? They want to be upfield, making plays on every snap. How about his agility there to run that one down?
Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger gain.
Love now. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 16. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
Here's Love. Throwing left side, and Watson has it. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2. Love. Looking middle, and that's complete. And the Packers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Well, that's one way and a good way to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
Jacobs is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
So often you hear that pep talks don't really work in the heat of the battle, but collectively, this defense has to say to each other, we've been on our heels this whole first drive. This is where we need to dig in. And they got a nice stop right there for a loss on 1st and goal.
Love looking to throw it. Touchdown, Packers! From 4 yards out. And the Packers are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Anders Carlson now for the point after. Well, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And the result, a Green Bay score. Carlson back out there now to send this one away. Oh, some strong running. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. Stroud to throw it. That's complete. It's Collins. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 9. Now Stroud. Open man is Noah Brown. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 45-yard line. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. In this weather, any big play in the passing game, that's just a bonus, right?
It certainly is, but oftentimes offenses think inclement weather plays to their advantage because you know where you're going on offense. Defenders have to react, and they often slip.
Mixon will try the right side. Fighting through it, he's got space. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another 18-yard gain. They had 18 on the previous snap as well.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this 2nd go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Throwing now is Stroud. Escaping the pressure right. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter two. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. And Stroud now to throw. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
It was 3rd and long, so he had to figure that the defense would be coming with extra pressure. Found a way to get away. He couldn't see the imaginary yellow line on the field, but he knew exactly where it was and found his way there for a first down.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's Stroud. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Quay Walker came through to make the sack. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Jordan Love and the Packers heading back out there. And the football has not touched the ground yet. He's 10 of 10, including the touchdown on the last drive as they begin here with a 1st and 10. That's to the tight end, Musgrave. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
Well, they've been fighting and scratching and clawing for that first sack in the game, and it turns out to be a big one.
Not just a short one right there behind the line. First one they get, 10-plus yards, and a guy who has the legs to escape most of these.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Throw caught by Musgrave. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
But certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. A 4-receiver set here, 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Love. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
They go with Jacobs. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. I love those plays. 4th and 1, that's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
After another really nice run, this is where a defense coordinator earns his money. His guys have been on the field a long time, so he's got to decide what he wants to do to try and slow them down. Is he going to substitute some players in, get some fresh guys, or is he just going to try to attack and try and find a way to take the ball away from them?
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. After he cleared the line of scrimmage, nice little hole developed.
Yeah, he got great blocking right there at the start. But how about his vision, finding the open spaces and letting his feet carry him to him?
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Jaden Reed from 6 yards away. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And the lead is up to 8. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. Stroud working out of the gun. Short throw into the hands of Jordan. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Stroud. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Stroud forced out to his, and the pressure gets to him again. Devontae Wyatt. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
So once again, to dial up the pressure and get home and get a sack. It brings up a 3rd and long, but it's really not an unmakeable one, especially considering they just gave up back-to-back sacks.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Operating from the gun, Stroud. Pass taken in by his big tight end. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
Well, this can happen when you get man coverage on a tight end. This is a nice route. He's just going to run a corner to the left side and find some open space. That's asking a lot to make a linebacker run with him. And this ball's on the money as they pick up a first down.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. Got a man. It's Brown. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Stroud. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. Stroud looking to throw. He's got it. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Throwing again is Stroud. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and goal.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and it blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
3rd and goal, Stroud. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Texans are back within a couple of the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And this is up and good. It brings him within a point now. It's 14-13. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was Nico Collins who finished it off with a touchdown reception. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Throwing. Love. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down. To throw now. Here's Love. Towards the middle and caught by Musgrave. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They will throw again here with Jordan Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. Only 3 there on the screen at second down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here's 2nd and 7. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Third down and 13. Now Love. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 9 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half, they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Henry To'o there on the tackle. Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Jacobs. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. They had things a little spread out there with 4 wide receivers, and it opened up a running hole.
Yeah, not only do you get better running lanes because you are spread out, oftentimes when defenses see 4 wide receivers, they substitute in extra defensive backs, so you're blocking smaller personnel. That gives your running back a nice chance downfield against that type of a defense.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front has eaten up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Packers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Love now. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Here's Love. Dancing to his left. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jordan Love taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Now Carlson for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Texans back out there and ready to go. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Stroud. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down.
I just know defensively, when you see 3rd and long, you just tell each other, guard the sticks. Don't let them get to the 1st down line. Anything underneath will make the play. But you have to take care of all responsibilities and know that they swing it out to a back. One-on-one tackles in the open field are critical. And if you miss, sometimes you end up on the wrong side of that 1st down gain.
Stroud to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Collins. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. Now it's Mixon running right, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a 1st. Now Stroud. That is caught, and they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw, and they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll give it to Mixon. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
You get down near the goal line, you need to start enlisting the help of all 11 guys on the defense. And that's a nice job there by the cornerback, squaring his shoulders and coming in to make the tackle.
And the ball situated at the 9. 2nd and goal. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Another try for Mixon. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Joe Mixon, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Texans are back within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we didn't put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
But D'Amico Ryans, even with the defensive mindset, he'll elect to go for 2 here. Stroud's going to try to throw for the conversion. And he'll get in for the 2 points, and that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Reed wrestling ahead. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Packers offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. Love looking to throw it. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Love. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Danico Autry coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
On now is the Packers punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Here's King. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Texans will take over. Houston's offense taking over again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Green Bay, Wisconsin is the spot. Third quarter inside Lambeau. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Stroud out of the gun here. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
They red zone coverage there and thought there was some space to send their guy right into the middle on a slant, hoping he would get lost. Instead, they read it quite well and closed quickly.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Stroud. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. And when you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
From the 24, Love. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Love. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 68 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. That's Azeez Al-Shaair getting through for the sack that time. And there they bring pressure from the inside, and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Jacobs from the gun. Oh, a solid stiff arm and some open field. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the fourth quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
Love, they go play action now. Able to find his man, Kraft. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up second down. They'll send Watson in motion right. Play action this time with Love. Musgrave's got it out right. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that plus 3.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Harris. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that.
That's
Anytime
right.
we have
That's
a
right.
defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The home team's offense and running back Josh Jacobs set to take over once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. Love back to it here after the pick 6. Now this aired out deep for Reed. And this will be caught at the 30. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 57 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll take this one down near the 15. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. Here's a 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here's Nico Collins, and this offense getting set to go for another drive. He's been a load for them to handle defensively, I know that much.
But look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
This has 7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 69 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the 4th quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. Big Kenny Clark that time pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
Play action. Stroud now. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. Stroud looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
Now that's how you start a drive. Not only do you pick up a first down, you do it on a chunk play. Big yardage, and now you put a little bit of a dent in the confidence of the defense.
Working out of the gun, Love. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the fourth quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game, a very big one. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Love from the gun. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Throwing, Love. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Look, there's no question in my mind that Jordan Love is a pass-first quarterback, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have the wheels to get out of Dodge when necessary. So you will see Green Bay occasionally throw a quarterback run play in there, but for the most part, he'll do his damage with his legs when a play breaks down and he has to get out of the pocket and try and gain yardage.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And Danielle Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
Well, you need your best play here, no doubt. 4th down and 8. Love looking to throw it. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this Texans defense stands tall.
Now, you know I don't often have sympathy for quarterbacks, but in this situation, I don't know what else he could do. 4th down, so he can't just throw the ball away. He's got to find a way to try and make a play, but the pressure ended up getting to him.
Pressure got to him. Really big sack and a turnover here on downs. They've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Again, it's Mixon. And the Texans are going to have a first down, and that is the big one, as they should be able to run it out from here. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a one-point victory. To a knee goes Stroud, and that is going to be all she wrote.
And how about this finish? Able to take a knee, run out the clock, and close this game out by 1 point. You talk about how many coaches we talked to? They all said the same. All I want to do is win by 1 point. That got tested in this one.
Yep, and that cliche rings true. A single penny separates this one. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And never an easy thing to do, no matter how good Green Bay is, what the year is, to come into Lambeau and get the victory, but they did it.
You're not just battling the team that you're playing that day. You're not just battling the crowd that's in attendance in that game. You're battling the history of the franchise. You're battling the ghosts that swirl around that place that help spur them on to victory. It is an unbelievable atmosphere, the most historic place in the league. And you have to make sure you stay focused on your task. Otherwise, you can get easily distracted.
Yeah, hats off to them for keeping that laser focus and getting the victory. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.